Anytime you see this, my friends, listen, anytime you see it, it has to go viral and blast it out as negatively as you can and let the world know, let your friends know, let your school members know that this is not acceptable. We will not normalize this, and we will not go along with what they're continually trying to do, and that's normalizing pedophile behavior. Under any circumstances, Doug, I will fight this all the way going down.
Okay. What I've got a minute, 50-second roughly clip. What you're talking about, I'm not sure if we're talking about the same person, but this is from my hometown. And believe me, I haven't even begun. Okay. Because this is in my backyard. You mind if we play a little bit of this? And you can tell me too, if this is the same one you saw. Is that right? Austin, you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Somebody send me another article real quick.
Okay. We'll play this right now. Go ahead.
Folks, my name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture. And most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them without actually knowing much about them. And those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population. You may have noticed that I'm using the term minor attracted persons, sometimes abbreviated to MAPS, instead of the more commonly used term pedophile. And I'm doing this because the term pedophile has moved from being a diagnostic label to being a judgmental, hurtful insult that we hurl at people in order to harm them or slander them. I also prefer person-first language that recognizes that any label we might apply to a person is only part of who they are and doesn't represent everything that they are. We are all people first with many different facets or parts of ourselves. And this includes folks who are attracted to minors.
No, shut the F up. Okay, that's enough. So is that who you were talking about?
No, there's another one now. There's actually, this is a completely different one. It's like about a 20-second photo or a cell phone recording of a high school student that's in a high school class. And the teacher's talking about it and essentially kind of says what this lady does, but in a much more shorter, brief.
I saw that. Yes. That yes. Okay. That was all past.
So what we're seeing now is exactly what I was just mentioning here, like with this lady and the other one in the high school in Texas. This is becoming a topic of discussion. Now, in psychology, you first have to introduce an idea or a topic to a group. You have to see basically the feedback. You have to have test subjects. What's the outlook? What's the aspect? How are people receiving it? Are they really negative to it? Are they positive to it? That's the first topic of getting something out there. Then what you do is you start taking the negative topics of this certain item and you get feedback and you start tweaking it. And this is what they're doing now. So they're saying, well, pedophile is a stigmatized word. So now they're looking at it, they're going, pedophile is a stigmatized word. We've got that now. So now we're going to rephrase it. We're going to package it up in a nice little box and we're going to rebrand it. And now we have MAPS. MAPS sounds so nice. Nobody can get mad at MAPS. I mean, heck, MAPS are just geographical topics, right? Or they're pedophiles. Could be used one and the same. And what they're going to do is you're going to start hearing this term brought up more actively now. And they're going to start bringing it up in classes. They're going to bring it up in college. And they're going to use it as a term that most people aren't going to understand what they're saying. And then people are going to look it up and they're going to go, golly, they're talking about pedos. But then they, in turn, subconsciously are going to start using the term MAPS. And when they start using it, other people are going to hear them normalize the term. And it's going to be a cycle of normalcy all the way down to where people start saying, yeah, well, they're in the MAPS group. They're no big deal. We kind of just let them do their thing. We don't stigmatize them. We're trying to help them out. They're a MAP. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Clear indoctrination, pure propaganda at its finest form. And that is why I said earlier, I am not going to back off the topic with the pedos, and I am not going to slow down, nor do I care if anybody gets offended by it. There are a lot of things that I try to monitor what I say, is I don't want to hurt people's feelings all the time. This topic, no quarter, no mercy at all with this. And Americans, patriots, Christians, listen to me. They're coming after the kids.
They
They're
are.
coming after full force. They're in the schools. I watched it. I've seen it firsthand with my eyes here in Central Florida and had a real eye-opening. That is why they were so obsessed. They were so obsessed with making these little children wear masks. They wanted to take their identity away. They wanted to break them down. They wanted to bring them down so they could control them more. Now, I'm not saying all the people in the school board are like this. I'm not saying that at all. But the ones that were running the show and the ones that were pushing this agenda, they are 100%, in my opinion, if they are not open pedophiles, they are closet pedophiles, and they enjoyed the pain and suffering and misery they put on these children. They are pure sociopaths. Get them out of the school board. Find out who they are. You will be able to judge them by their roots. You'll see what they actually do. And what they start doing it, once they start exposing themselves, gone. Get them out. Talk about it, get knowledge out there, do your own research, and make sure you continue to spread the truth as much as you can, because this is going to be what's next, Doug. This misinformation board you're seeing with DHS, you better believe they've already been working on it as far as the topics with trans. They say in New York, if you call somebody and misgender them intentionally, you can be like fined and arrested now. Oh, yeah. That'll be coming next for the pedos. That'll be next. Oh, well, you can't say that. You can't judge him because he's a pedophile. You know, this is hate speech, Austin. This is hate speech. No, it's not hate speech. It's facts. It's not misinformation. It's facts. It's a big difference. I welcome anybody to have an open, complete adult dialogue with me on a certain topic. I'm always open to a lot of stuff. And a lot of times my viewpoint and my idea on certain things, somebody may explain to me, say, you know what, I was dealing with this. I went through this. And, you know, I got it. I'm like, okay, I understand that. But this topic of trying to forcefully make everybody accept it and make it normal, no.